Hi everyone, it's Andy Carley here from School Outdoor Learning. You're watching Soul Interactive. This is the video channel that brings you free outdoor learning resources. So we're going to share an exercise called Blindfield with you today. It's a perfect exercise for exploring communication, verbal communication and clear commands, really good trust and collaborative working across teams, and also planning and some strategy as well. And it's perfect for all ability levels, all age groups, and really, really simple to set up in and around your school or home environment. So the beauty of Blindfield is it's really simple to set up. What we've got here is a large working space. Obviously you can go much larger because I've got the confines of my garden to work in. So in a school environment you could use an area like a tennis court or a netball court, which has also got clearly defined lines on it, because your working area is going to need a border. Into the working area, you're going to place loads and loads of objects, and they can be pretty random, to be honest. Anything from boxes or cones and mats to chairs, anything at all, anything that creates obstructions within your working space. So the rules of Blindfield are fairly simple. You're going to, with a team of say 10 learners, you're going to pair them off. So they each work in pairs. One will be blindfolded, the other will be sighted, and they will be their guiding eyes on the far side of the area. And the other thing to do as well, so that we can socially distance everybody, is to create space between them by giving them a starting point and a finish point. So I'm currently standing on a yellow spot, so this would be my starting point, and I have to finish whilst having been guided through by my sighted partner at the yellow spot on the far side. And obviously, once I start to move into the area, it's absolutely vitally important that I don't come into contact with any of the objects or the obstacles inside. So my sighted partner has got to give really, really clear, concise instructions as to where I need to travel, turn, move, size of step, all of that stuff. So it's really about being really precise with our language. And then, of course, the added complication is that there are other pairs all working at the same time. So quite quickly, you can end up with this sort of cacophony of noise, and we're trying to make ourselves heard above the noise of the others. So the team as a whole, given that it's a whole team exercise to get everybody through, the pairs aren't competing with each other. You need to make sure that they're sharing the airwaves, as it were, with the communication. So that really adds to the challenge. So traveling from my yellow spot, traversing the area to get to the yellow spot on the other side. Once the guidance comes in, clear communication, I'm starting to move into the area. What makes this complicated for the team as a whole is if I were to touch any of the objects, then the whole team has to come back to the beginning and start again. So everybody is codependent. And obviously once we get to obstacles like this, needing to step over and across, that's where it really gets quite complicated. The other complication too is, given that we have strict social distancing measures in place, you can also insist that while the blindfolded people are moving around the area simultaneously, they have to stay at least 2 meters apart. And if that space is encroached or they get closer than that, again, if you want to play bad cop, you then reserve the right to send the whole team back to the beginning to start again. So a big chunk of this is how they deal with failure, how they see failure as a shared experience across the whole team rather than blaming each other, and that sort of bounce back and resilience to start again, replan, and have another go. So as an alternative challenge within Blindfield, here we've reversed the objective. So rather than not making any contact with anything in between in the working area, essentially here we've got to use the objects to stay off the ground throughout. So they might be mats or planks or boxes, it really doesn't matter. Anything that adds to the challenge, and obviously you're going to have to vary that challenge according to the ability levels of your children. Now, obviously, the task in execution, working from really, really clear instructions, hopefully from my sighted partner on the far side of the working area, they can guide me in. And remember here, the objective is to stay off the ground throughout. And the only way I'm going to be able to do that is by negotiating some of these slightly trickier obstacles. And for some of your learners, doing this will be really quite challenging, quite a stretch. And it might be that adult facilitators, teachers need to be here just to sort of help spot be a sort of helping hand or an elbow, whatever it might be. So we walk across. Again, very clear instructions, hopefully coming back in terms of distance to travel, where I'm moving my feet, where I'm located, etc. So there you have two great versions of Blindfield to play around with, and obviously you can vary these courses according to the ability levels and the age levels of your learners. Three great challenges emerge from this exercise. The first is the individual blindfolded team member and their ability to be spatially aware and move around the space. Secondly, the great relationships that need to develop between the pairs themselves, elements of trust and clear communication and strong guidance. And then thirdly, you've got the whole group element as well, and their ability to stay apart, work together, and the fact that failure impacts on the whole group if one pair breaks down and infringes the rules. So this film, like all of our films, comes with the written guidance notes for you as the teacher facilitator to follow. All you have to do is click on the link below to download the PDF, and then you can print it off and use it. I hope that's really, really useful. Give us a follow, give us a like, that would be great. Look out for the films coming down the channel, and we'll see you next time.